On Christmas Eve, my mom looked right at me and said in a flat voice, "Your boyfriend isn't coming tonight." No emotion, no explanation, just those 5 words that made my heart drop. I waited for her to laugh, to say she was joking, but she just kept wiping the counter, not even looking at me again. Something felt wrong, very wrong. He had texted me an hour earlier, "On my way, almost there, can't wait to see you." So why would my mom say he wasn't coming? My hands were shaking as I opened his location. It blinked for a second, the little circle loading slowly, painfully slowly, and then it appeared. He wasn't at his house. He wasn't stuck in traffic. He wasn't anywhere he should have been. He was at my house. The house I had left just 20 minutes earlier. My mom's voice floated behind me, too calm, too smooth. "Lily, put your phone away." It doesn't matter, but it did. Because when I zoomed in, my stomach twisted so hard I almost dropped my phone. There were 2 dots, his phone, and another. Right beside it, my mother's phone. She wasn't in the kitchen with me like I thought. She was there, at my house, with him. My throat went dry. I looked up at her. She froze for a second like she knew exactly what I had seen. And that's when a horrible thought hit me. She didn't just know he wasn't coming. She planned it. My mom didn't move when I looked at her. She just kept stirring the pot on the stove like Christmas dinner was the only thing that mattered. But her eyes weren't calm anymore. They were watching me, waiting. "Why are you staring at me like that?" she asked softly. My voice shook. "Mom, where are you supposed to be right now?" She blinked. "Here, cooking." Where else would I be? Lie. Such an easy lie. She said it without even flinching. I turned my phone toward her. Both dots still sat together. Still inside my house. His phone and hers. Her lips tightened for a split second. Barely noticeable. But I saw it. "Lily, you're misunderstanding what you're seeing." "I'm misunderstanding my boyfriend being alone with you at my house?" Her jaw twitched. She reached out slowly, palm up. "Give me your phone. Right now." I stepped back. She stepped forward. That small movement told me everything. She wasn't confused. She wasn't surprised. She wasn't worried about me. She was worried I knew something. "Mom," I whispered, "why are you at my house with him?" Her eyes sharpened, cold, almost angry. "Lily," she said, voice low and tight, "you need to stop asking questions you don't understand." My heart thudded hard against my ribs. She wasn't denying it. She wasn't even pretending. And then her phone buzzed in her pocket. She froze. I watched her fingers curl around it like she already knew who the message was from. She turned away, shielding the screen from me, but not fast enough. I saw the name flash across the top. Noah, my boyfriend. A message sent at that exact moment. And my mom's hands were shaking. My mom's fingers trembled as she read the message. She didn't look shocked. She looked caught. I stepped closer. "Mom, what did he say?" She quickly locked her phone and shoved it deep into her pocket. "Nothing important," she said too fast. "Just something about Christmas plans." Christmas plans with her, not me. My voice felt stuck in my throat. "Why is he texting you at all?" She didn't answer. Instead, she walked to the sink, turning on the faucet just to avoid looking at me. The sound of the running water filled the silence, but it couldn't drown out the truth between us. Something was happening. Something she didn't want me to know. "Lily," she finally said, gripping the edge of the counter, "sometimes you don't see what people really want from you." My stomach tightened. What does that mean? She inhaled slowly, like she was about to deliver bad news she had rehearsed. "Noah isn't the person you think he is." I stared at her. "Why? What did he do?" She hesitated. That tiny pause felt like a crack in the floor beneath me. She opened her mouth to answer, but her phone buzzed again. She flinched so hard the glass in her hand slipped and shattered in the sink. This time, I didn't wait. I reached into her pocket and pulled the phone out before she could stop me. Her face went pale. The screen lit up. It was another message from Noah, but it wasn't the words that made my breath catch. It was the photo, a photo of the two of them, inside my house, on my couch, smiling. My hands went numb the moment I saw the picture. Noah was sitting on my couch, the couch he bought with me, the couch where we watched movies and planned our future, and next to him, leaning close, smiling like she belonged there, was my mom, her hair done, her makeup perfect, her hand on his arm. I felt sick. "Lily, give me the phone," she said, stepping forward. I stepped back. My voice cracked. "Why are you at my house with my boyfriend?" She closed her eyes for a moment, like she was gathering strength. "It's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is." She opened her eyes, and for the first time, she didn't look angry. She looked scared. "Noah needed to talk," she said softly. "He wanted advice." "Advice? At my house? Without me?" She swallowed hard. "Yes." He didn't want to upset you." "Upset me about what?" Her silence told me everything she didn't want to say. I felt my chest tighten. "Mom, was he breaking up with me?" Tears formed in her eyes, which somehow scared me more than the lies. "Lily, he cares about you," she whispered. "But there are things you don't know. Things he told me. Things he didn't want to tell you himself." My legs felt weak. "What things?" She hesitated again and again. And then a knock came at the front door. 3 slow, heavy knocks. My mom's eyes widened. She wasn't expecting anyone, and neither was I. We both turned toward the door at the same time, as a familiar voice called out, "Lily, can we talk?" It was Noah, at my mother's house. On Christmas Eve, my heart stopped when I heard his voice. Noah, right outside the door, not at my house, not where his location showed him. Here, at my mother's house. My mom froze. Her face went white, like she had seen a ghost. "Don't open it," she whispered, but I was already moving. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely turn the lock, but I forced it open, and there he was. Noah stood on the porch with snow in his hair, cheeks red from the cold, eyes worried like he had rushed here. "Lily," he breathed out. "We need to talk, please." I stared at him. He looked normal, too normal, like he hadn't been sitting on my couch with my mother an hour earlier, like that picture didn't exist. My voice came out small. "Why were you at my house?" He blinked. "What?" I wasn't. My mom suddenly appeared beside me. "Noah, stop," she said sharply. "She knows." His face changed in an instant, from confusion to panic to something like guilt. "Lily," he said, stepping toward me. "Please, let me explain." I stepped back. "Explain what?" "Why you were with my mother. Why you lied. Why she lied." He looked between us, his breathing uneven. "It's complicated," he whispered. "Make it simple." He swallowed hard. Then he said the last thing I ever expected. "Lily, your mom and I weren't meeting about us. We were meeting about you." My stomach twisted. "About me? Why?" He hesitated. His eyes dropped to the floor. "Because your mom told me something," he whispered. "Something she said you weren't ready to hear." I felt cold all over. My mom grabbed his arm. "Noah, stop." "Not here." But he shook her off. "She deserves to know," he said softly. "She deserves to know the truth." Noah stood in front of me, shaking like he was about to confess to a crime. My mom hovered behind him, whispering, "Don't do this," under her breath. But he didn't look at her. He only looked at me. "Lily," he said softly, "your mom told me something about your past, about your family. Something she said she never told you." My throat tightened. "What about my family? What does that have to do with you being at my house?" He ran a hand through his hair, snow melting down his fingers. I wasn't there to hurt you, he said. I wasn't cheating on you. I swear. I was there because your mom wanted to show me a document. Something important. My heart jumped. A document? My mom stepped between us suddenly. Noah, enough. She doesn't need to know that. Not tonight. She deserves the truth, he said again, louder this time. I looked at my mother. She wouldn't meet my eyes. Her face, usually so controlled, was shaking. Mom, I whispered. What document? She shook her head. It doesn't matter. Then why hide it? Silence. Noah reached slowly into his coat pocket. My mom's eyes widened in horror. Noah, don't. He pulled out a folded paper, edges creased, like someone had held it too many times. He held it toward me with trembling fingers. This, he whispered, is what she didn't want you to see. I stepped forward, breath stuck in my chest. But before I could take the paper, my mom grabbed my wrist hard. Her voice cracked as she said, Lily, please, you're not ready to learn who you really are. My mother's grip on my wrist was tight, too tight, like she was afraid I would disappear if she let go. Mom, I whispered, what do you mean? Who I really am? She didn't answer. Her eyes were shiny, almost frantic, like someone cornered with no way out. Noah stepped closer, lowering his voice. Lily, this document isn't small. It isn't something that can wait. It changes everything. I tried to pull my hand free, but my mom held on harder. You don't need this, she said, her voice trembling. You don't need to dig into the past. I'm your mother. Isn't that enough? Something inside me twisted. Then why hide it? I asked softly. She shut her eyes like the question hurt. Noah looked at me with so much sadness it scared me more than anger ever could. This is why I went to your house, he said. Your mom wanted to show me this before I talked to you. She wanted me to understand, so I could help her decide how to tell you. I stared at the folded paper in his hand. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. Tell me what? I whispered. My mother finally loosened her grip like she knew she had lost the fight. Her voice came out broken. Lily, I never wanted you to feel unwanted. My breath caught. Unwanted? Mom, what are you talking about? Noah gently placed the document in my free hand. It felt heavier than paper should. He whispered, read the name at the top, the name you were born with. My fingers slowly unfolded the paper, line by line, word by word, until my eyes froze on the name printed in bold letters. It wasn't mine. It wasn't even close. And that's when the truth hit me like a punch. I wasn't who I thought I was. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the paper. The name at the top stared back at me, a name I had never heard in my life. It didn't say Lily Anderson. It didn't even say Anderson at all. It said, Lily Marin Carter. My stomach flipped. Carter. My mother's last name wasn't Carter. My father's wasn't Carter. No one in my family was named Carter. Mom. My voice cracked. What is this? Whose name is this? Her face crumpled. It's yours, she whispered. It was your name before I changed it. I felt the ground tilt under me. Changed it? Why would you change my name? Why hide it? My mom pressed her hands to her face like she couldn't breathe. Because I was trying to protect you, she whispered. I did everything to keep you safe. Safe from what? Or safe from who? Noah stepped closer. Lily, there's more on the second page. That's the part your mom didn't want you to see. I turned the paper over with trembling fingers. My chest tightened as the words came into focus. Petition for adoption. Request for name change. Biological parent. Unknown. Unknown. Unknown? My heartbeat exploded in my ears. Mom. My voice broke. I'm adopted? Her silence was the answer. My knees went weak as the truth crashed over me. On Christmas Eve, the night families come together, Mine had just fallen apart. Before I could even breathe, Noah said quietly, "That's not all, Lily. The reason your mom panicked? The reason she kept me away?" He swallowed hard. "Someone from your past has been trying to find you." The cold air stung my face, but nothing felt real anymore. Adopted, a different birth name, a past my mother hid like something dangerous. I could barely hear my own voice when I asked, "Who's trying to find me?" Noah looked at my mom first, giving her a chance to answer. She didn't. She just stared at the snow under her feet like the truth was buried there. So Noah stepped forward. "Lily, a man came to your house 2 weeks ago. He asked your mom if you still lived there." I froze. "A man?" My mother's hands balled into fists. "He wasn't supposed to come here," she whispered. "He promised me he wouldn't come near her." "Who was he?" I demanded. She shook her head. "I told him to stay away. I told him she didn't need." "Mom," I snapped, my voice breaking. "Tell me who he is." Silence. Noah took a slow breath. He said he was looking for his daughter. The world stopped. My heart went still in my chest. "Daughter." My mother lifted her eyes, tears finally spilling. "Lily, he's been searching for you ever since you were a baby." My breath caught. "Why?" I whispered. She flinched. "Because I took you," she said softly. "I didn't just adopt you. I ran with you. I hid you." My knees buckled. Noah grabbed my arm before I fell. My voice barely came out. "Mom, what did you do?" She closed her eyes and whispered the words that tore my entire life open. "Your real father is coming for you." The snow fell harder now, covering the driveway, covering my footprints, covering the life I once knew. My mother stood there shaking, her eyes red, her secrets finally too heavy to hold. I could barely breathe. "My real father," I whispered. "Why would he come for me now?" She wiped her face with trembling hands. "Because he finally found out where you are," she whispered. "I changed your name. I moved us 3 times. I cut ties with everyone. I did everything so he couldn't take you back." My stomach twisted. "Back?" I choked. "You mean I was supposed to stay with him?" Her voice cracked open. "He wasn't a danger, Lily. I was. I was the one who took you from him." The world tilted. My mother, the woman who raised me, protected me, held me, had also stolen me. Noah stepped closer, voice soft. "Lily, your father told your mom he didn't want to take you away. He just wanted to see you, to know you were okay." My eyes stung. I had spent years thinking my life was simple, normal, stable, but now every piece of it felt rewritten. "Why didn't you tell me?" I whispered. My mother's voice broke completely. "Because I was afraid you'd choose him." The wind blew between us, cold and sharp. I stepped back, heart pounding so hard it hurt. "Mom, I don't even know who I am anymore." She reached for me, but I moved away because the truth was suddenly, painfully clear. To find out who I really was, I had to meet the man who'd been searching for me my whole life. I lifted my eyes and said the words that ended everything we'd been. "Give me his name." And this Christmas Eve, my real story finally began. Some stories don't end where we expect. Sometimes they begin right where the truth finally breaks free. That Christmas Eve, I walked away from everything I thought was safe, everything I thought was mine, and stepped toward a man whose name I had never known, but whose blood I carried. I don't know what meeting him will mean. I don't know if he's a stranger or the missing piece of me, but I do know this. Lies can build a life. Truth can rebuild it. And for the first time ever, I'm ready to rebuild. If you stayed with me until the end, thank you. And if you've ever discovered a truth that changed everything, you're not alone.